Good morning. After like a whole month, I finally got some of my pottery pieces back. There's a lot of them, but there's only a few that I'm really happy with. I've been really into making matcha bowls lately because I just wanted one for myself. So this one I thought was beautiful. I'm really happy with how the shape turned out. The foot is really neat and I like the inside as well. The only issue with this, and it's a major flaw, is the spout. So this was one of the first bowls that I made and the spout is unfortunately not sharp enough. So when it pours, it dribbles down the side and that just makes for a very unpleasant experience. This would otherwise be a really nice bowl to use, so I'll probably just use it as a bowl. Then we have this one, which is very similar, a little rounder. It's similar in style, just with brush strokes. And with this one, I made a matcha whisk holder, except the size of this is so big. This should be way more tapered because the whisk isn't actually able to like fit over this. It's more like a teacup size than anything else. So then we come to this one, which I think is stunning. I really like the glaze on this. The big issue with this one is that there are a bunch of pinholes inside. I don't know if you can see the details in there, but something just happened during the firing where it created a bunch of pinholes on the inside. And so the texture is like not perfectly smooth. It's still usable, but again, not perfect. And this one is a little bit heavier on the bottom, so I should have trimmed it a little more. Again, made a matcha whisk holder for this one to make it a set, but again, it's too big. So I need to work on my sizing. This one has a sharper spout, so I think it pours a little bit better. I think on the inside, you can see where the little pinholes are. And this one's quite a bit smaller than I would have expected. So it's only good for like a mini or a single serving of matcha. But somehow I made the matcha whisk holder for this one huge. So in comparison, if you look at that, usually the matcha bowl is like much taller than the whisk holder, but it's the other way around. So then we come to the few that I'm pretty happy with. We have this one. Again, another matcha bowl. This one I'm really proud of because of the foot. If you can see, that is the tallest and neatest foot I've ever trimmed. And if you put it on a surface, it doesn't really wobble, which means I trimmed it well. And then the spout, I actually tested this yesterday. I thought it dribbled a little bit when I tested with water, but when I was using it with matcha, it actually works really well. So I'm very happy with this one. There are some slight imperfections in the glaze in the bottom, but it's much less noticeable than the pinholes in the other few bowls. Then we have this mug, which I think is so cute. It's very small, so I feel like it would work for like tea or espresso. But yeah, I really like how the glaze turned out. If anything, I would just say the glaze is a little too thinly applied on the bottom and also on the handle. And that leaves my favorite piece, this fish bowl. Oh my gosh, this was inspired by one of my friend's bowls that I saw at her place. I took a photo of it and I literally recreated it. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is actually stunning and I will definitely be using this. So this is not everything I made in the month, but that is what came out of the most recent glaze firing. When I first got these back, I was just so upset, especially with this one where there were so many pinholes and there's just so many variables that are out of my control, especially during the firing. So it was just a little bit disappointing that like none of them were really like super perfect, but it's okay. I was talking to my friend and she was like, perfection is overrated anyway. That's the whole point of doing handmade pottery. It's for the imperfections that gives it more character. Anyways, let's make a matcha. Hey! So, I'm making another matcha today. Today I'm going for the Earl Grey matcha that I made a few days ago at my little home cafe event. My friend Kev, he got me some homemade Earl Grey syrup and it is so delicious in matcha. So we're gonna do it again today. I'm still using this matcha from Paragon Tea Room. It says it's rich and smooth but not bitter. Honestly, I don't love it. I feel like it tastes a little grassy. but I have another bag of this, so we're gonna use this up. Also, I sold my whisk holder, so I don't have another one that fits, and I'll probably have to make a couple more in pottery. This is gonna be a little more of a yap sesh because I've recently been seeing some videos of people on TikTok who are basically talking to the camera for a minute and challenging themselves to do so for like a month to see whether their public speaking skills will improve with time. Honestly, it's so much harder than it seems because when I'm filming my videos, it is ridiculous how many filler words I use and how many pauses I have to take and how many takes I have to record to get out some thoughts that are actually understandable. But another thing that kind of inspired me was yesterday I was watching a couple speeches by Trudeau and Carney's daughters. If you're not in Canada, some things are going on. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, has stepped down and Carney is stepping up, and both of their daughters made speeches on behalf of their fathers, and it was just so impressive to see these teenage girls deliver speeches so eloquently. Being able to deliver that kind of speech to the world at their age was just so impressive and inspiring, and it made me think about like how when I was their age I was not able to do that at all. I hated public speaking and I still do, and even giving presentations at work still terrifies me. So I just want to be better. And also when I'm recording my vlog, I do yap a lot, but then in editing I just cut out a lot of it because I hear myself and I'm like, wow, I cannot believe I sound this ridiculous. So I'm just gonna try talking more to the camera and seeing how that goes because I do want to be able to communicate better. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. The recipe for Earl Grey matcha is starting off the same way as a typical matcha latte. So I'm just whisking up the matcha. Oh, and also, if I look beat, it is because I got my moles removed yesterday. And so they're still in the healing stages. If you can see, there's like a couple on my nose, a few on my face. Those will eventually form scabs and fall off, but it'll take a while. And so in the meantime, the first few days, my face is not allowed to touch water. And so I have not washed my hair yesterday, and it is a greasy hair day. I'm pretty impressed with my matcha technique because even though I don't sift it, it's still pretty creamy. Next up is ice. We're going for an iced Earl Grey matcha. I literally bought this giant bag of ice from Loblaws for the home cafe. And then, that will do. Then we got the leftover Earl Grey syrup, which is probably only enough for a couple more drinks. Oh, all right. You measure from the heart. Then you add your milk. Woo. And then your matcha. And there you go. That's your Earl Grey matcha. Cheers! So the other day I bought a bag, and this has been something I've been thinking about for probably like 2 years now. The brand is called Freya NYC. So here's my official unboxing. I wanted like a bowling type bag where like the straps are much longer. And I haven't gotten a nice bag for myself in a really long time. And here she is! She's so pretty! Okay, take in that this was like almost $500 and this bag is not even real leather. So that's why I've been thinking about it for so long. I think there's just no other bag on the market that I really liked. Here she is. Isn't she a cutie? I'm gonna wear this tomorrow because I'm going out to a Severance watch party. Tom and I just caught up on season 1 and season 2, and the finale is coming out tomorrow. We'll be going to Liv's and watching it together. And I can wear this. Also have it open like this, or the buttons have like a magnetic closure, so it'll be more of a flatter shape, which I also really like. Anyways, I'm very happy with this bag. I'm gonna be wearing it all the time.
Fit check.
Look at this new bag. Look at this fit. I'm going to Pilates, and then we're gonna go to Liv's and watch Severance. It's finale day. All right, buddy.